Colin Cloud is an illusionist who blew away the judges and the audience when he hit the stage on America's Got Talent.
What are the first 3 digits of your PIN code, please?
363636.
Kind of like this. Yes?
Burn him!
But burn him. What is the movie that you are thinking of? Nice and loud?
Coming to America.
Because I put... I reckon it is going to be that object, okay? So
Okay.
you can see this one. Open up your eyes. Tell us, what is the object you're thinking of?
Hairbrush?
Like this.
What?
Yes!
And I changed it! I changed it in my mind!
He is known as the real-life Sherlock Holmes! So how would you know that?
David Hasselhoff, picked at random.
Yeah.
What? Any celebrity, any seat, and yet, L3, take off your mask. David Hasselhoff!
Oh, please do me. I know we haven't got time to do it now, but can you just stay and do me?
That sounds like an offer I'm not going to get again, so absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, please go absolutely crazy and welcome to the stage, the one and only Colin Cloud.
Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. I never really know what to say at the start of these things. I'm going to be entirely honest. But thank you for everyone who is already here tuning in. And I'm going to put the link to the StreamYard in the comments section on all of the forums, the Facebook, the YouTube. It will be on all of them there. So if anyone wants to actually jump in and chat face to face a little bit later, I think that would be totally doable. I won't keep you too long today, but basically I've had loads of questions like sent to me, email, on social media and stuff, all about the tickets that are on sale for my new show, the Cyber Mentalist. And I just thought, you know what, it's probably going to just be much easier to address everything in one video, very concisely, very swiftly. And that way everyone knows exactly what it is and, yeah, what it is essentially you are signing up for. So if you've got any questions about really anything in general, you can like throw them in there and ask, and I will do my best to answer everything. Yeah, just basically wanted to, like I said, recap on what the show is about, what it is I am planning on doing in the show, roughly what the show is, etc., etc. But also just the idea of performing a theater show or live show in this capacity, this context, this setting, environment. It's obviously very new territory, new terrain for everyone. So yeah, basically just wanted to answer questions, put minds at rest. And yeah, so anything you want to know, then please ask. And hello to everyone. I'm going to make these banners a little bit bigger. I've been messing about with this recently, and I've learned how to do some more things with the buttons. So let me just say some hi to some people. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, David. Hello, Neil. Here's a good question. You were going through people's mind. Should I be worried? I mean, that is the guilty conscience of a man right there. That is a man who is clearly hiding something. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Hi, Beth. Hello, Margaret from Atlanta. I love Atlanta. That's actually one of the first places I ever toured in America when I got here with the Illusionist. So hello. Thank you. I am glad you're a fan. I'm glad you love this intro because I'm working on a bunch of new ones. So basically that will be one of the last times that people see the light of day of that. But again, thank you that you love it too. Hi, James. Always leave the show saying to himself, how did he do that? I'm glad. I mean, also, why did he do that? Sometimes I kind of feel, on reflection, when I think back through some of the Edinburgh Festival shows that I've done, I'm kind of like, why did I put myself through that? But, you know, that's the joy of it, right? Jodie is from Ayrshire, which is, she's put there just to make sure that everyone knows, Scotland. And in case you wanted to know what the Scotland flag looks like, she's also added it just for some fine detail. So thank you and hello, Jodie. Where else? Who else do we have? Oh, thank you, Aidan. I'm glad because, yeah, I'm going to talk a bit more about the show in a minute. But I basically always just like bash into these things and never say hi to people. So like my wife, Chloe, told me off. Where is the lovely wife? She is actually on her way, I think, to Starbucks. Mainly for her, but very kindly, I think she said she would grab me a coffee too. They have the drive-thrus here, so like it's all safe and stuff. What else do we have here? Jen Kramer. I don't know her, no, but I know that she's got a show in Vegas, and I've heard good things. What software are you using for live show? So basically, right, this will be me now leading into like answering some of the questions. So basically, for the last couple of months, I have been doing online shows, which in itself is a concept that I never thought would happen, be a thing, work, or like would have the same impact and effect on people as a live show. And for the first week, I basically had a lot of people asking me if I would do them for companies, for events. And I said no, because at first I was like, well, this, you know, we're only going to be in quarantine for a few weeks. And then it became months. And it was like, okay, well, you know, I could take a year off, or this is kind of like a cool challenge where I can see what I can create and come up with. And yeah, so for the last 2 months for different companies all around the world, I've been hosting their events, performing at their events, and decided, you know, much like this time of year, normally I would be writing a show for the Edinburgh Festival, which unfortunately is cancelled this year. I decided to take all of that knowledge and challenge myself to basically write a show that is fitting for this this environment. So instead of just like doing like a performance, it is very much a show with a theme, with a story, with a narrative, with parts that will challenge the way that people think, that watch the show. So it's a mix of all these things. But the software I've decided to use, because I've been using everything for 2 months now, this is currently on StreamYard, which is like amazing for linking things together. The problem with StreamYard is that you can only get like maximum 10 people in the waiting room. So I can see people here already that are like, I'm going to chat to in a little bit. So it's great for like hosting live streaming events and just chatting to a few people. But for the performance, obviously, I wanted it to feel intimate, but still like a live show that I would actually do. So I decided to use Zoom, which doesn't have as many of the features, annoyingly, as this does. But the purpose of the show is for it to be engaging and interactive. So ultimately, Zoom is the thing, the medium that best allows for that to be the way that I do it. So I'm going to be using Zoom. And I also find that even though the quality on StreamYard now, whatever you're seeing is probably good, Zoom, the quality is just like a little bit better. The way that they operate is just a little bit crisper and more clear. So even though my Wi-Fi is now like the highest you can get, I believe, on the freaking planet, and it's actually cabled, so it's like my broadband, not Wi-Fi, but my broadband is super fast. Like, yeah, that's Zoom's just way better. So that's what I'll be using. What other questions? Will the show bring people on the camera, or is it chat? Sounds like it'll be fantastic. Well, thank you. Yeah, the full show, I'm encouraging everyone that if you're going to be watching the show, that your camera remains on, because obviously the stuff that I do, I need to be able to see people for one anyway. So like, I always think that someone's sitting, when I've done these corporate events and people just keep their camera off, I just feel like it's a little bit ominous. Like those people are definitely hiding something. So yeah, everyone will be asked to keep their camera on. You don't need to actively like engage and chat to me if you're like nervous, shy, whatever. Then like relax. No one's going to be made to feel embarrassed, okay? But everyone, the point of it is that in this day and age, we're so used to, if we're looking at a screen like we're watching like YouTube or Netflix, the point of this is to be interactive and to be part of something that isn't just being talked at for like 45 minutes to an hour. So yeah, it will be interactive. You don't need to like. I'll be asking like if people want to volunteer to help with certain demonstrations, and if you don't, then that's fine. You can still watch, but the chat feature will be used for some of the things as well. So like it's a combination of all that stuff, so that everyone. It's about people, right? So yeah, it's about engaging in as many ways people are comfortable to do as possible. I love your short there. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and this has been a good challenge. Like basically all the thinking that I put into an Edinburgh Festival show, into how can I write something that is meaningful and has purpose right now in this environment. So like it's this has been a good challenge and keeping me sane, in all honesty. Here we have a question. The question is literally, can you please answer my questions? I mean, if this was a question, yes. Does that count? I don't know. Keep asking questions. I'll find them and answer them. But there are loads coming in, so I'm trying to go through all of them. No questions, but I think taking theatre to the internet is really cool, accessible, important. Yeah, I mean, I really hope that, you know, obviously the longer we're going to be in this situation, which I'm hearing, like the Vegas hotels are opening up like in a couple of weeks, if not next week. So like things are starting to very safely, carefully, and cautiously open back up in reality. So yeah, I mean, I have no desire to perform this way forever, right? Like the idea of working from home is kind of appealing, but I'm basically trying to capture that energy that I experience when I'm on stage interacting with, thousands of people. And I feel like the number that I've limited the event to, which is like 30 screens. So even though it's 30 screens, if you live with like, 10 people or 5 people, whatever, everyone there can watch. So you all just need to get behind the camera so that we can see everyone, and then you can all still take part, okay? You don't need to buy 10 tickets. You buy 1 per like household, and then everyone's welcome. It's as simple as that. So that's good. Stephanie here just asks, how are you? I'm good. Like I didn't go to sleep until 4 a.m. because I was speaking to my friend from Glasgow called Ryan Davidson, because he just did a bunch of shows online. He may do more. And he and I were chatting about like this format, and yeah, it was just like I was up till 4, then I was back up at 10. I don't know, sleeping is like weird right now. I feel like I have the same sleep schedule as my cats. So that is basically my life at the moment. Hello from Bulgaria. Wow. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Yay, cats. Absolutely. Will the dogs be part of the show? David Cowan asks. What is David Cowan's photo? David Cowan looks like he is like the freaking, what are they called? The Crankies. Is that the Scottish double act? That's what that photo looks like. That's amazing, David. Look at what you've done there. Sort that out. But Google the Crankies. That photo will make complete sense. Once Vegas show, Mirage, will the dates be different? I mean, obviously at the moment we're trying to save and hold on to as much as we can. Shane and I were chatting. Shane and I chat most days about the show, and we are massively changing the show at the Mirage. So if you have seen the show, when you come back and see it, I, for one, won't be licking hands anymore. That's gone. No, the full show is like completely revamped. And yeah, if you come back and see it, I think it's going to be super exciting. Obviously, we're taking into account, no guidelines have been set for live performance yet, but we're just imagining like social distancing. We should be careful there and just being respectful of people and like making it as safe so that it's still as like relaxed and fun for people as possible. So at the moment, I am working on like loads of brand new stuff, a lot of which is in the Cyber Mentalist show. Those techniques and principles I'm trying out here, because if they work social distancing through a camera, then obviously the same psychology dynamics will apply to the live show. So that is the short answer. We'll try and save as many of the dates as possible at the moment. Obviously, we're waiting to find out from the Mirage as to exactly what's happening, and then we will go from there. But yeah, we hope to be up and running very, very soon. My favorite part of the new show is that I have taken something that I did years ago, and I'm talking about like when I was 8, and I have completely flipped it on its head. Like, I think when a lot of magicians have bought tickets to come and watch the new show, which is both flattering, terrifying, and adds a different level of pressure to performing. But like, I think when they see an Aiden being a magician, when you see what it is I have done, yeah, I think it's one thing that I am very proud of. And I was up this morning. The reason I got up so early is that I was thinking about the script for this thing and the lines that I'm adding into it, and I suppose the comparison between this demonstration, the history of it, what it means to me, and the current situation that we kind of find ourselves in. So there's one thing with I don't want to say even I will say there's a die, or dice, but like die singular involved. And not in the way that most mentalists will be thinking right now, put it that way. But that's, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but that is like something from my childhood completely flipped on its head. And yeah, I'm really excited to do this thing. So like, yeah, that is the one part. I mean, all of the show is like new and interesting and exciting. And again, trying to find interesting ways to make it dynamic and involve everyone is like crucial. So like, that's been fun. But yeah, I think the thing that you see me do with the die is definitely my favorite. Will I be doing online shows with Shinlin too? Not at the moment. I mean, he and I did did we do a couple of Q&A things maybe early on? I think we did something early on when this all kind of happened, just to like apologize for like obviously canceling events, because that's annoying. Will you be doing more than one show? So I'm doing 4 shows at the moment, just to like basically because I've got this idea, and when I get an idea in my head, I very much like to commit to it and put it out there and like see what the response is. But at the moment, it's just 4 dates that are on sale at the website, which is all over my social media at the moment. And genuinely, by the way, like we're over 50% of the tickets have sold. Or I know there's not many tickets, so like but it's still the fact that over 50% have gone already is like amazing. So thank you to everyone who's already like taken the the plunge and invested in the tickets. And yes, Brianna says, love to see your show live, and hopefully we're all back there very, very soon. Gavin just says, : close brackets. What else do we have? I want to find other questions. Oh, Limitless UK. I mean, I think at some point, yeah, we'll probably look at doing that. That will be a thing. And Jimmy Cranky says hi. Let me just see. Showing your butt again. You're showing your butt again. Oh, someone said, Alien says, you're showing your butt again, aren't you? That's what you're proud of. No, that she's referring to my Britain's Got Talent days, where the final reveal was quite literally a final reveal. But that's not in the show. The thing that's in the show is totally different. So yeah, there's other things I'll say about the show a little bit later, but there are people here that I can answer the questions of. So again, if you did want to ask questions face to face about genuinely about the show, how it works in this format, then please jump on and ask, because obviously, unfortunately, the Edinburgh Fringe, for example, this year has been postponed or cancelled until next year. So trying to find interesting ways of coming up with dynamic theatre that still works through the camera is I think is a wonderful challenge for all performers right now. But let's speak to Jodie first, who's got her hand on her chin. I'm going to bring Jodie in. Jodie can ask me some questions. Jodie now realizes that I can see her, and I have been seeing her this entire time, but that's okay. Hi, Jodie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
You're good. Oh, I think your microphone. Oh, yeah, good. I thought there was your mic was muted, but there's just a tiny delay. I'm taking a day off from NASA to be with us, so we really appreciate your work with the new Space Force. And yeah, how are you, Jodie?
Yeah, good. Keeping busy in isolation. I'm a teacher, so I've been teaching kids throughout the week over the internet. So yeah,
so you're better at doing this than I will ever be. So yeah. Well, thank you for jumping on board and watching. Are there any questions I can answer for you?
Yeah, last year I went to see you at the Fringe, and it was you and Chloe and Sinful, and that was a really, really good show. And I'm just wondering if you and her are going to do another kind of thing in the future.
Are we going to do? I think at some point, I mean, obviously Chloe has massively helped with all this stuff. So Chloe is behind the scenes at the moment on me doing this, the same way that she is currently rewriting her acts and creating new material that is worryingly dangerous. And I'm kind of trying to help her where I can with that. So at the moment, there are no plans because of the Mirage show with Shin and I together. And because the stuff that we're doing is kind of independent of that. But no, I mean, we would never say never, but at the moment she's just got so many ideas of things that she's going to go on and do. And yeah, I think there's a good chance, without speaking too soon, that you will see Chloe at the Edinburgh Festival probably before you see me there again. So yeah, I think you've maybe got that to look forward to at some point.
Oh, good, because I really do enjoy the Fringe, and I have missed it this year. So
I know. Yeah, no, it's it's a little bit annoying and frustrating and sad for all those performers who had already invested in it. And a bunch of friends who, my good friend Ben Hart, who was playing the Pleasance Grand, which is the room that I've been in for the last few years, which is my favorite room at the festival. So obviously, he totally earned being in that room, and devastated for him that it's now not happening, but he'll be back, and it will be, I'm sure he'll be taking this time. He's a very smart boy to be working on it, and then what he does do will be even better, I'm sure, next year. So yeah, but no, thank you for coming to see the show at the Fringe, and yeah, I'm sure you will see something from Chloe and I very, very soon.
Fab.
I'll speak soon, Jodie. Bye-bye. Right, let me bring in, who else do we have? We've got Maple Mark, who I think is a man who once gave me biscuits and maple syrup, and he has now labeled himself, as a result of that, Maple Mark. Now, Maple Mark, before I bring him in, I'll warn you, he likes to ask hundreds of questions, constantly saying, this is the last question. Mark, you get one question, right? You get one. I'm foreshadowing what's about to happen here, right? One question, Mark. You ready? Hi, Mark.
Not Not a question mark. I don't want to do a question mark.
How are you? I'm joking, of course. How are you, Mark?
How you like what says my hat? See my hat?
Mark bought the Mirage hat. Does it
That's
say
right.
Mirage or does it say My Rage? No one knows. But yes.
Yeah, how's it going down in Vegas right now? Is there a lot of people going? Is it like completely like a ghost town? Do you think,
So for a while, Mark, it was completely shut down. Like the lights on hotels and stuff were off, and it was like very like a bit of a ghost town. But now the Strip, the police are allowing people to go walking up and down the Strip. People are wearing masks, obviously, just to be respectful of obviously what's happening. But no, the Strip. I mean, Vegas is obviously a very touristy town. So when the world shut down for a minute, people left Vegas. So Vegas has been very quiet. So I've said it, I think, somewhere before, but like this has been a good place to be during the lockdown because it has felt very safe. It's, loads of space. So we're very lucky. But no, it's starting to pick back up, put it that way. So the hotels are opening. They're looking at like opening the casinos first. And then a few weeks later, they'll look at how they add and then bring in the shows to that. And then they're going to just continue opening up hotels as they see it, growing and developing and still being safe to do so.
Okay. The other question, I didn't say the last question. I said the other question is, okay. Like I
should have known, Mark, you shifty fellow. Right, go for it.
Since you guys are the best. By the way, growing back your beard, eh? Okay.
I mean, constantly growing it back. In all honesty, just not shaving it.
So since you guys are the best, like, is it possible? Like, I'm going to be down there on the day of my 60th birthday, because in June 3rd. Is there a way to maybe try and blend me into the show?
I mean, I hope there would be a show on June 3rd. I don't know that we're going to be open that early. I never say never, but I don't at the moment think it's going to be that early that we're opening.
And where's the wife?
Starbucks. Still, she just left.
Big lineup down there. By the way, in Vegas, there's like lots and lots of lines getting inside. Like here and back in Montreal, I'm from Montreal, by the way. I'm calling from Montreal, Canada. Like here, when you're going into the stores, you have to have a mask. I have to have like social distancing, and also what they did in our suburb, the mayor is having it by bylaw that everybody has to wear a mask.
In
any store.
I think that's a smart thing to do, and I think when the shows do go back, and it will be sooner rather than later, I think people will just be told to wear masks, just to be like respectful again of what's actually happening.
What about you? Ever taken an airplane lately?
No, I have not. I have not left the house.
Thanks to your wife, she gave me that name. So it's your wife. Who gave Maple Mark. I'm going to bring you back some. I will be bringing you back maple syrup and also some cookies. I say biscuits.
Biscuits. That's what I call them. Yeah.
Biscuits, but cookies and. You let me know later what everything else you want from Montreal. Like if you like any type of chocolates.
You're going full Forrest Gump on me here, right? Because that is what life is like, isn't it? Life is like a box of chocolates, Mark. And I'm Yeah, no, I don't actually. Chloe will eat all the chocolate, though. Is the truth? If you bring chocolate, she'll be your.
But I won't bring her X-Lax.
Don't bring her what?
X-Lax.
What's that?
X-Lax. Those are the chocolates you eat. And after you eat them, bam, you're right in the toilet.
Well, that's it from Mark. So thanks for tuning in, Mark. Gone. Look at that. We lost Mark. What are the chances? No, thank you, Mark. We'll see you soon. But no, we will still get rid of him quickly because we know. Look at still there waiting. He's a scary fella. We love him. We love you, Mark. Okay, gone. Right. So that's Mark. Thank you for tuning in, Mark. Genuinely, thank you, and thank you for Aiden for putting up the link as well. That is the link for the tickets and stuff, which I will now click off. But yes, any other questions, please add them in. Hello, Barry. Can I put the link up again? Sorry, Jimmy asked, can you put the link up again? I'll put the link up again. Sorry. Right, that is the link right there. Let me bring in Gavin. Hi, Gavin, to answer some questions. How are you, Gavin? Oh, Gavin, I think is your mic on, Gavin? Either there's a delay or we can't hear Gavin. There it is.
Well, I'm in Edinburgh.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of a bit far away.
You're throwing your voice from Edinburgh. That's what you're doing.
Okay, quick question.
Go for it.
Your tattoos on your chest.
Yes.
What did they actually say? I've never been that close.
Ah, yes. Now, that is the thing, Gavin. Only people that are brave enough to get close enough to actually pull the T-shirt down and actually read it get to know what it says, I'm afraid. So that is like, that is a very, unless you've seen an old sketch show that I did with Gavin and another Gavin Oates and Kevin Quantum called The Color Hand, in which case we read the lyrics from my chest every night. But yeah, that is kind of top secret, but kind of not really. But like the joke is that to now know what it says, you need to get in close.
I should have paid attention. I did see you. I think it was the second Magic Fest.
Okay.
The color hand, the kind of international magic off.
Yes, we were there.
Yeah. Well, that's why one of the reasons that I went to go.
Funny. No, well, thank you for checking in on my bodily features, Gavin. Truly appreciated. Take care in Edinburgh. Thank you for saying hello, and yeah, look forward to like saying hello in person properly soon. So take care.
Cheers.
Bye. Any other questions? Again, like please ask. Will you read every person's mind in the Zoom meeting? Yeah. Here's the thing. The reason I wanted to keep the show to only like 30 people, when we do the live shows, like Shane and I want to do my own shows, the point of it is that I want to try and find as many ways to let everyone that wants to take part be a part of the performance. So when we do the shows on Zoom, every single person, every household by the end will have been used within the demonstrations. That is like crucial to the experience that I wanted to create, that everyone that wants to, like, again, some people will want to just watch the show, and like that's totally fine. You can absolutely do that. There will be other ways to interact with the show that don't involve like me chatting to you face to face. Again, the chat feature like we're using here, things like that will be getting used throughout as well. But the point is that, yeah, every single person who wants to take part will get to play, essentially, is the point. So yeah, that is any other questions, like please feel free to ask them, or if you want to, we've got a few other people that that still are looking to ask questions that we'll speak to in a little minute. But I just want to go through the again, like I said at the very start, this is like a whole new like world of entertainment, of performance. So I wanted to put minds at rest, and people were asking about like the internet lagging and stuff. Like, you're watching me now, and this is on StreamYard, which isn't as powerful as Zoom, so Zoom will be even clearer than whatever you're seeing right now. This is me just doing this because I knew that I could work it very quickly to basically bring everyone together. Hi to Laura. Remember when I was amazed that you're on? No, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the HT stuff. Just came on. Can you post a link to tickets? I can't get the one on your Facebook page to work. That's so weird. But yes, I will. I think someone did post it. Let me just find it again for you. But the link to the show posted by who had it earlier? Aiden had it. Let me just find Aiden's message. I'll put it back up. It's right here. So if you go there, psych-artist.com/cyber, and yeah, you'll find them very easily on there. So yeah, there are 4 dates. It's next weekend. It's Saturday, Sunday. I tried to do the time slots so that the early shows would work for people in the UK and New York, and then the later show would work for people in like LA area and New York, so that it kind of like broke it up into those two. But again, you can watch it, like my sleeping patterns are way off, so if you're in the UK and you want to watch it at 1 a.m, you're more than welcome to do so. So yeah, but if you head to that website, everything's detailed on there. It explains the show, talks about like Zoom, how to best prepare like to watch the show and stuff, and like it's super easy. There are private chat messages as well from some people. Those are more I can't show these on the screen. Someone asks, will David Hasselhoff be present? Not this time. He's taking the day off, weekend off, unfortunately. But yeah, any more questions, like add them in, and like I'll happily answer them. Obviously, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, because like I think most of the stuff's covered. The show itself, like I said already, is designed to be as close to a theatrical show as possible. And like holding on to that aspect of the Edinburgh Festival shows that I would do. So it has a story, it has a theme, it has twists, and yeah, and without ruining it, like people that watch this video, that are watching this now, when you see the show, let's just say there are some surprises already that you are going to, I hope, find interesting, impressive. Without, again, I don't want to ruin surprises, but there are, yeah, I think I've been clever. I don't know, maybe. Well, you decide. But ultimately, it's designed to be fun, challenge the way that you think, share like aspects of me that I've never shared before, and basically talk about like the real skills that if you wanted to learn how to do this stuff, the real side of the psychology, the real side of the profiling, all that stuff is in there, so that people that want to actually, because I get asked a lot by people, how do we learn to do this? So I'm going to talk about that side of it. So not so much the mentalism, but more the real psychology, that if you wanted to go out there and do this, I'm going to tell you exactly the resources and like share with you the main techniques so that you even have that understanding and that basis. But let me just show a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I'm genuinely like really proud of it. So yeah, that's you know, I'm very much looking forward to sharing it. I mean, literally for like 2 months, like I said, I've been doing shows and finding out like a repertoire of things that I enjoy doing. For this, I've come up with even like newer, more different stuff, and I have like sheets of paper over here with pages and pages of just notes of stories and things that I want to talk about and share and do. So yeah, it's like I'm very much treating this experience, the show, as like the same way I would an Edinburgh Festival show. And yeah, it's like really exciting. So Andrew Calder says that was very informative. Thanks. I agree, Andrew. I totally concur. So what else? I'm just making sure that I have everything answered. Yeah, I mean, I think that is pretty much it. We'll bring in the classic ending to all of these broadcasts, Mr. Nigel Quinn. Hi, Nigel.
Oh, hello, sir.
Always good to catch you at a moment unawares. Always my favorite when I have the power of clicking these buttons. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Can you, again, obviously a performer, but do you have questions that I can answer? That
firstly, yeah, I'm really excited. So I have got my ticket. Taking notes.
Thank you.
She just got it booked today, so I think I'm doing the 8 p.m. GMT one on.
Amazing.
Yeah, you've answered most questions. The one I was just really interested, because you actually are the first show that I've actually paid for, because there's been I've been watching a lot of Zoom shows.
Yeah.
And the quality has been varied, from good to not so good. I'll put it politely. But yeah, is it going to be in a sort of stage format, or is it going to be quite intimate? Because, you know, with the confines of the setting that you might have.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is going to feel, I mean, very much like not a million miles away from like right now, but that's only because I did play with the idea of moving around and doing parts. Yeah. But what suffers at that point is the Wi-Fi connection, because if you can't stay cabled, then it suffers. So then it's about like, well, how else do you play with that dynamic and change that dynamic? And you know what? Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of people that have done stuff for free, and I've done things for free to test material. But I do feel that as performers, like people are now realizing in this day and age more than ever before, like people rely on Netflix and stuff to escape and stay sane. Like the arts are very important. And I feel like, you know, if something's of value, like I wouldn't be doing this as a show the way I'm doing it unless I felt like it was ready to do as a show like this. And that's why I've waited 2 months of like learning how to do that. Like 3 months ago, I did not know what StreamYard was. And now, you know, I've learned how to incorporate all of this together. And, you know, the show's going to be run by other people. So as much as I'm controlling this now, it's run by other people, so that I am purely focusing on the show and the content. And that's where my mind will be.
Okay.
So
and
like,
it's primarily through Zoom, isn't it? But you're using elements of StreamYard, or is it just
no. So that show will only be Zoom. I'm using StreamYard now because it's easy to like bring in the you know, the comments like this and stuff like really easily. But when it's the Zoom performance, like that stuff is like irrelevant, so it didn't need that. And so and Zoom, like I said, the quality there, their software just operates a better, because you download Zoom and it works as a program rather than a website like this, or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching it. It's an actual app that, you know, you download it for free. And most people have Zoom now anyway. But you click one button and it opens up, and then you are essentially, you know, you're good to go. But no, I'm doing it on Zoom because it's like way clearer. And and then people that can operate the show for me behind the scenes, they have, you know, the access to do all that stuff, and they'll be bringing people in. So much like I'm doing now, other people will do that for me, and then that way it is like, you know, a show.
Awesome. I look forward to it, sir. You take care.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, Nigel. Take care, buddy. Bye bye. So yeah, I just want to make sure, will Zoom be up on your? No, so the Zoom show will literally be like you get the link to the Zoom, you come into the room gets, I believe, locked is the word when everyone's there, and then I do the show like straight through. It doesn't stream to anywhere. It's literally private for the people that are at that performance. Are you going to incorporate aspects of your online show when we get back to your live shows? Right? Yeah, there's one thing, the thing I mentioned earlier to do with a die, dice if you were using more than one, but a die. That I think is my new favorite thing that I have done or come up with. Not that I created the thing, but the reason for doing this thing and the narrative and the story and what it tells of like me and my life and how it relates to psychology and the world at the moment. Like that, it's just become like my favorite thing, and I've been like scripting this thing for the last 3 days, and yeah, I keep adding to it and tweaking bits and stuff. So yeah, it's coming together really well. Let me just see. Oh, a challenge. Laura says, I have a question, Colin. What's so special about today? Read my mind. I get a strong sense today is the first day in a long time that Laura has showered for a month there. Incredibly unhygienic, but now she has finally had a wash and everyone is delighted. So, and people know that I can really read minds, Laura, so they know that that is absolutely factual. So, yes, let me just check. Let me just see if there's any other questions that are on here that I think... Oh, this is a good one. Is it harder to perform an online show as opposed to a live audience? I think it has different challenges. Obviously, that's why I'm making this smaller and more intimate so that like I can focus on the people and make sure that everyone gets out of it what I would want them to get out of it, rather than 1,000 people where I can see, everyone. That is the important thing, is being able to see everyone. And like the full way through doing a show, any performer does this, but you are reading the audience and like you're playing off that energy and like what you can tell they're reacting to. So it has different challenges, not necessarily in a bad way, just different. And again, because I've spent 2 months now really learning how to do this and hone this ability to deliver events in this fashion, I now feel like I'm in a place where I can make it have as much impact. And I think sometimes it's a bit freakier. Like when I read someone's mind on stage, that's one thing, but when someone's 1,000 or 10,000 miles away and you tell them what they're thinking, then that is like amazing in different ways. So yeah, my wife is perfect. So yeah, thank you, darling. I think I've answered pretty much everything. And Lou just says, would love to do a full true just about you, where you came from journey. There is a little bit of that in here, not to be self-indulgent, but just to like tell the legit story of like who I am. Let me leave that question up for people who are still reading it. But to tell like people who I am and like how I got into this and why certain things appeal to me, there is very much that side of it. So yes, it is very much going to have parts of that. And someone says, will you reveal about your, yeah, I mean, like I said, the real psychology stuff, the stuff that will benefit people, that is definitely all in there. What else? Someone just says, come and say hi to Chloe. Chloe has now left the room. She basically brought in a sea of pets, and who will not? Some people asked, are they going to be part of the show? I will be bringing no cats out of boxes from under Tyra Banks's backside on this occasion. All pets will be kept at a distance, like Gavin's cat right here. So that was just a little flash of a man holding a cat, just again, to prove I can. But yes, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. Again, I just wanted to put minds at rest. This is like something that I have been doing, practicing, honing. The only things I would recommend is that when you get your ticket, you can go onto Google and test your internet speed. And the closer you sit to the modem, obviously, the stronger your Wi-Fi will be. But if you can plug your computer in, then obviously it makes the broadband even faster. And yeah, other than that, it's a case of show up, bring the when you get your ticket, it has a breakdown of a few things that you need to organize to bring to the show that you will have in your house already. I'm not asking you to go out and find a freaking horse or something weird like that, but things that you'll have to hand that you can bring, and they will be part of the interaction. And yeah, everything will be very, very seamless. So again, in the words of Andrew Calder, that was very informative. So thank you. But yeah, if there are any other questions, like Max, how many people can join? The truth is, like, I've got a Zoom account where I could have thousands of people join if I wanted, but I wanted to make it just 30. just 30 people, so that, again, it is fully interactive, and I get a chance for everyone to take part, to be involved, and to play along. So, yeah. Ryan says, "Is there a dress code?" And I recommend that you just steal everyone else's fashion. Is the truth. Maybe someone could write a book about it. Yeah, it's basically those are the I think the key parts that I think people wanted to know about. You get Zoom. Zoom is super easy. You click a button, the links are on the ticket. You click a button, you go there, you learn how to mute and unmute your mic. If you're watching this, you will already see there are the people that are here will in the StreamYard part will see that there are mute, unmute buttons. But when you download Zoom, the button in the bottom left corner says mute or unmute. Simple as that. That is the extent of your knowledge that you'll require for working it. Other than that, let me worry about the rest. Come along, have an amazing time. And yeah, thank you so much to everyone for tuning in here. I look forward to seeing those of you at the show this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday. The times are different depending on where you are in the world. But if you go to that website that I really should have prepared you can put banners on StreamYard. I should really have been a little more prepared, but it's cool. I'm a pro. I'm talking. I'm making one. It's easy, and there it is. That is the address that you need. Lowercase c is crucial. I have learned from people telling me that it doesn't work on Facebook, that I will go fix in a moment. But that is the address right there that you need. So literally, where do we start? Over here, right? So psych dash is important. Artist. Someone had just psych artist. Had to get the dash. Very frustrating. .com/cyber lowercase c. Everything's explained there in more detail. If you do have any questions, genuinely, please email solutions@colinCloud.com. I'll answer them. I want this to be amazing for everyone that watches. So anything else, just ask me. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. I hope that puts some of your minds at rest with regards to how this works, what it's about, and what you can expect. Other than that, genuinely, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Stay safe wherever you are. And for now, quite simply, class dismissed. So I'm going to end this broadcast.